G'day everyone, I'm Griff and welcome to the first ever video on the Griff SC YouTube channel. Um, we're about 2 weeks out from the BBL season kicking off, and I just thought I would put out a quick team reveal. I'm a bit under the weather, so I'll make it as quick as possible, but yeah, before we get into it, I thought I'd just give a quick overview on my history with SuperCoach and how I've done in the past, specifically for BBL. Um, so I started playing AFL SuperCoach around 2018, 2019, and yeah, really enjoyed it. AFL is always my primary sport that I watch, but surprisingly always ended up having more success in BBL SuperCoach. So I thought, why not this year start making some content? I thought I'd start off by just quickly going through my history. So, didn't play the very first season of BBL SuperCoach, but I think I've played pretty much every season after that. So, 2019, 2020, finished around 800th, top 1k, not bad for my first season, especially considering I'd never watched any BBL before, or much cricket at all for that matter. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Then the season after, learn a bit more about the game. Peaked around top 50 towards the end of the season, but that then kind of swung for the fences towards the end of the year and ended up finishing outside the top 250. So a bit of a disappointing finish, but another solid season. Then 21-22 actually was probably my best season. Managed to finish top 10 after unfortunately dropping from second all the way to ninth in the very last round. After benching Maxi, I think he scored maybe the highest run total in BBL history, so that was fun to watch. And my mate Sammy actually finished fourth that year as well, so shout out to Sammy. Then the year after that, 61st, another very solid finish. Wasn't ever quite as in contention to win it as the year before. And then the last couple of years came 308th in the 23-24 season, pretty solid. And then really dropped the ball last year and ended up finishing outside the top 3k. So there we have it. I guess I will jump into the team now. So, starting with the wicket keepers, I've got Ben McDermott in my wicket keeper 1 slot at the moment. Double first week. Very cheap price. We know what Ben McDermott can do. He should be batting definitely somewhere in the top 4. I think if he is batting 4th, I might flip him to maybe try get up to Philippi, or even flip him to a Wade or something, depending on how he looks. But yeah, pretty happy with McDermott there for the moment. And then I've got Bancroft in my second wicketkeeper slot. Has the double in round 2. Just a good rotation, having the 3 doubles in the first 3 rounds. And maybe I'll try get Philippi in this team somewhere, but I'm pretty happy with this for now. I've got Bubba as my first batter. Everyone knows he's world class. I can see the argument for not starting him because at that price it is very expensive. We've got more tried and tested options, especially in Australian conditions, but he's one of the best batters in the world, and honestly, I'm not going to watch a Sydney Sixers game without him because it's just not going to be that enjoyable. I've got Hussein from the Hurricanes in my second batsman slot. Uh, solid spinner from where is he from? Rishad. Bangladesh, that's right. Yeah, super solid stats. Bowling, he's got 68 wickets in 54 matches in T20 internationals. Just really, really good numbers. 106 wickets in 95 matches everywhere else. And I tossed up between him and Rahan Ahmed for a while, but I think Hussein is just the less risky option, maybe slightly less upside, but I think he's going to be super, super solid. I've got Daniel Sams there, just very underpriced for him, and has the double in round 2, so should be a solid option. Don't need to talk about him too much. Jack Edwards, basically his position in my team will come down to where he's named in the batting lineup in the first round. If he's named at 6, I'm not so sure if I'll go there, but if he's named at 3, it's one of the easiest picks you'll ever see. Tom Curran, haven't seen him in a lot of teams, has had some issues recently, but 106k, has the double in round 3, I believe, and hopefully can just have a couple nice scores before then and get the price ticking up a bit. I've got Nisa on the bench, probably the biggest lock of the year, if not Hardy. These two on the bench that I've got here, like, if you don't have both of them, I think that's honestly concerning. Hardy maybe you can get away with, they don't have a double till round 4, but you know, he could make double his current price. He could be double his current price by then, so I just don't see any way I don't start Aaron Hardy and then Nisa with the double in round 2. It's easiest pick you'll make. Ellis just continues to be very solid every year. Pretty happy to lock him in there. Dwarshuis also locked the VC on him. He's too good to leave out. And Abbott has been named in the test squad. Obviously, if he's not named that first night, I will have to get rid of him for someone else. I have looked at some other names. I think Chris Green's one I'm looking at. Who else? Shadab Khan's probably the most likely to replace Abbott in my team if he's not there, but I do still have some questions around his overs. I think he should be getting at least 3, but I wouldn't mind seeing it in the first round before I fully commit to that pick. And otherwise, I think that's about it, really. Philippi's the main one who's been in and out of my side that's currently not in there. Everything else has been pretty steady. I've got Meredith there. Could be Jordan if I need some extra money. Like, that's just really, if I have the extra 25k, I'll go to Meredith. If I need to pull some money from somewhere, he'll go down to Jordan. Shouldn't be too much of a difference in their output. Chohan, don't know much about him, but he's cheap, has the double round 1, so If anyone knows anything about him, let me know, because that's one of the picks I haven't done as much research on, in fact. Why not now? English. Yeah. I mean, solid stats, nothing blowing you out of the water, but he's young. 86k shouldn't be disastrous. I've got Bartlett on the bench. I think that's way too underpriced for Bartlett. He's been at least 160, 70 last couple of years from what I can remember. Kuhneman, have seen lots of people with Wildermuth instead, which I understand for the batting, but I just see Kuhneman as the main spinner in this Brisbane lineup, and if it is a spin favourable deck, I could see Wildermuth being the first to lose overs to like a Renshaw or another part-timer there. So that's why I don't have Wildermuth, but I could be convinced otherwise. And then Owen with the captain on is a lock, and that will not change. If Dwarshuis goes huge in the first game, I may consider moving Kuhneman or someone like that to a loop, but pretty happy with this for now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thanks for watching.